Hey everybody, it's Laura and I'm bringing you another TKO video. So this video is going to be bringing another Elf Putty Primer back into the ring. This time is going to be an Elf Eye Putty Primer though, and it is going up against the Revolution Eye Elements Primer. Let's start out with price. For the Elf, you are going to be paying $5 at Ulta. And for the Revolution, you're going to be paying $8 at Ulta. So not a very big price difference there. As far as shade range, Elf is going to offer 5 shades, while the Revolution only offers 3 shades. Let's start off with ingredients. For our Elf, this one is going to include quite a few ingredients. So let's go ahead and take a look. This one is fragrance free, but it does contain talc. So if you are not a fan of talc, be aware that this Elf one does contain that. It has 13 different emollients, which is going to provide moisture when you apply this to the skin. It has 1 humectant, which is going to provide hydration to the skin. And it's going to seal all that off with dimethicone, which is going to be your occlusive to kind of keep all that moisture and hydration in. It also contains squalene. So as far as ingredients goes, this one looks pretty good. Let's pop over to the Revolution. This one does not have any humectants or occlusives, and the ingredient list is vastly smaller. It does offer 4 different emollients, so you are going to get moisture when you add it to this. Go ahead and open these up and talk about application. First off, when you look at these kind of in the pot, you will see that the Revolution one is more emollient. Again, the Elf has more ingredients on it, but it seems to be more of a drier formula. So once you are applying these, I apply these with a brush. Find that the Elf is more of a drier formula. It's kind of a little bit more difficult to blend out with the brush, whereas the Revolution, being a little bit creamier, it does go on quite smooth and is easier to blend out with a brush. Let's talk about appearance once these products are on the skin. Once you get the Elf, it's going to be smooth, kind of even, you know, I don't notice any patchiness or anything like that. Where the Revolution, being that it is a creamier consistency, this one tends to show more texture on the eyelids. If you have any kind of texture or lines or anything, they are going to show up more with the Revolution. As far as appearance goes, kind of color wise, I noticed that the Revolution one is more stark. It's vastly noticeable that that one is on there, but again, that could be due to the shade that I have, which only kind of thing I see on here, it says cold. Both of these, I don't notice any peel up. I don't notice that they make the eyeshadow application patchy. It seems to last all day. I don't have any kind of weird rubbing off of the eyeshadow. So in that regard, I think they're pretty even. Do I notice any creasing? I'm not someone who usually has a big problem with creasing anyway. So for me, that's not usually a big problem, but with these, I don't notice that any more than I would with any other primer that I've used. So for me, creasing is not an issue with either of these products. As far as coverage, to me, the Elf is going to be more natural coverage, where the Revolution is going to be more stark, it's going to be noticeable. But again, you're putting these under eyeshadows, so it's going to be kind of a personal choice. Who's kind of pulling ahead here? For me, if you are a person who has problem with creasing or oily eyelids, then I would recommend you try the Elf. But if you have normal skin on your eyelids, not oiliness, you don't really have a problem with creasing, but you want coverage, maybe you have veins or different pigmentation you want to cover, then I definitely go with the Revolution. For me personally, if I had to repurchase this, the winner today is going to be the Revolution. I find that the Elf is just a little too dry for me, and the application isn't quite as smooth as the Revolution. So for me, this one is going to be the winner today. Alright guys, have you tried either of these eye primers? Did one work better than the other for you? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye. Elf is going to offer 5 shades, while the Revolution... Whoa, I just smacked myself in the face.